Class policies. Rule number 1. Respect your classmates and instructor. While we differ from one another in terms of our opinion, culture, ideas, and religion, in order for us to avoid conflict, respect must be established. Rule number 2. Give your full commitment to the course. Remember, class, you will never see the beauty of the course unless you give yourself a chance to appreciate it and at the same time experience the activities that are actually embedded in the course itself. Rule number 3. You are held responsible for your own learning. Hence, you shall study your lesson. So, wag kang mag-study kung kailan ka sinabihan. As much as possible, you need to study in advance. Be active in online classes at all times. Kung before, hindi ka nag-check ng GC mo, ng FB mo, ngayon, it is actually necessary for you to open and check it from time to time. Keep your learning resources sufficient and adequate. Remember, class, there are things that cannot be controlled by your instructor. For example, internet connection. So, hindi pwede na maging reason yun all the time na hindi ka makasubmit ng mga requirements. For example, as much as possible, you need to find ways. Last, take initiative in complying all the requirements agreed by yourself and your instructor on time. Everything that we do in this course is recorded, which means lahat ng gagawin natin ay importante at merong impact sa grade mo bilang estudyante. So say for example, may na-miss ka, expect na meron din yung demerit sa overall performance mo. Rule number 4. You shall be honest in the submission of your learning output. Learning output means your quizzes, your examinations, your activities, etc. Hence, you shall not, number 1, plagiarize sources and references. Plagiarism means copying and pasting and then owning the idea of another author. Next, copy your classmates' output. Actually, class, ito yung very, very rampant sa classroom. Okay? As much as possible, wag talagang mangungopya because you will never learn by your own. And, at ang pinakamalala, do not let other people do your output. Rule number 5. You shall be professional in forwarding your concerns to the instructor. Remember, you are college students already. Hence, you should not act like a child. You shall not do the following, which will result to harm the instructor and the school in general. So, the first one, post information with malicious content in social media. So, do not badmouth your instructor. Do not badmouth the school itself. So, meron kang reklamo, follow the process. Kausapin mo ng maayos. Walang problema na hindi nadadala sa maayos na usapan, class. Second, opt to oral defamation. Kapag sinasabi natin na oral defamation, nagbibitaw ka ng mga salita na walang matinong basis. At ang mas malala pa dyan, you give bad words, okay? Sinisiraan mo yung instructor mo, yung classmate mo, or yung school in general. At ito, the last item is actually observable no sa school natin. Send anonymous messages because you are actually afraid to be known to the public. So, anong ginagawa? Gumagamit ng mga dummy accounts. So, bawal yan, class. Kung may problema, pag-usapan natin para mabigyan natin ng solusyon. Rule number 6. You shall establish clear communication with the instructor and your classmates within the agreed time. Class, kayo, meron kayong mga personal na time dapat. Ako din, bilang instructor ninyo, hindi lang itong subject natin yung inaasikaso ko. Which means, in order for us to establish harmonious relationship, it is actually necessary na kailangan natin irespeto yung oras ng isa't isa. So for example, in my case as your instructor, hindi ako mag-send ng mga activities outside or beyond our schedule. And in your case naman, wag niyo akong tawagan ng madaling araw, for example, ng 12:00 ng gabi. So, of course, makipag-communicate kayo sa akin at ako sa inyo within sa time na napagkasunduan natin. Rule number 7. You shall inform your instructor in the case of unavoidable circumstances. For example, nagkasakit ka, and submit an excuse letter with attached evidence or evidences, for example, medical certificate. So, remember, huwag ka na lang biglang mawala na parang bula. Tapos, at the end of the trimester, hello ma'am, ganoon yung mangyayari sa atin. So, what can I do? Class, I am not a fortune teller, hindi ako manghuhula. So, ibig sabihin, kung may problema, inform me so that pwede nating pag-usapan kung i-consider ko man yung situation mo. Rule number 8. You shall keep all class information in private. So, for example, kung meron tayong mga module, kung meron akong mga handouts na ibibigay ko sa inyo, please keep it in private. Huwag niyong i-post sa mga my day ninyo. Huwag niyong ipagsigawan doon sa social media ang mga nangyayari sa klase natin. If say for example, you cannot keep your emotions to yourself, okay? So, of course, do not make it known to the public na ito galing ito sa instructor ko, galing ito sa classmates ko, ganito, ganyan. Lalong-lalo na yung mga information that should be confidential. Number 9, you shall follow your instructor's instructions. Actually, class, following instruction is a sign of maturity. Marami ang pumapalya, marami ang bumabagsak sa examination, for example, marami ang hindi nagiging successful because they do not know how to follow instruction. Okay? So, following instruction as well, class, is a sign of intelligence. So, ikaw, simpleng instruction, kung hindi mo yan ma-follow, so, what more, for example, if maging professional ka na? Remember, college life is your preparation for your professional life. So, this time, you embody the role of being professional, and a professional knows how to follow instruction. I saved the last for the most important one. Rule number 10. You shall sign the learning contract prepared by the instructor. What is the purpose of having a contract? First and foremost, contract is needed so that both parties, kayo at ako, ay ma-feel na responsible tayo sa kanya-kanyang mga role na ibinigay sa atin. So, ibig sabihin, class, all of us should be accountable and responsible in playing our roles. So remember, if you breach the contract, then basically you will face the consequences of your action. So, kailangan ang contract, class, so that, for example, kung ipagpalagay lang natin na makakuha kayo ng maliit na grado or mabagsak kayo sa subject na ito, sana naman walang mabagsak, maipakita ko yung pinirmahan ninyo na kontrata. Pwede ko yung gamiting ebidensya na, ikaw, pumirma ka sa contract and yet hindi ka sumunod sa usapan natin. So, this is the consequence of your action. So, ibig sabihin, class, at the end of the day, then, meron tayong pinanghahawakan sa isa't isa.